The time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth, straight dropping dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because it's back to the rhymes. All right. I'm about to put these on and give myself a little relief. All right. I made it to another show. You made it to another show. What a coincidence. That's what we have in common. I made it to another show, and assuming you've seen this before, you made it to another show. All right. Let's go on down the list. School Us album sale. Yeah, I have a kind of a major update in terms of the dam breaking, so to speak, on my schedule and having some time. So we got this album, Nothing New to Report. And of course, we have it online, YouTube now, most recently. Yeah, nothing to say about that. I'll come back. So I don't like sunsets much, country music type stuff. Yeah, that's getting closer. Let me just tell you. So it's funny because when my daughter's school ended is when I started carrying mail again, finally. And now that her school's about to start up, I'm going to be a regular carrier again, which means I will have. It depends where I end up. I don't know how. It turns out of this next group, I think of 8 people. I'm the bottom. I'm number 8. That means everyone gets to pick ahead of me, and I take what's left. Of the 8 possibilities, 5 are up north, 3 Bitter Lake, 1 University, 1 Wallingford. So we'll see where I end up. Gonna have a counter move if I don't like where I end up, but I don't know if I would exercise that. So that's what's going to happen. But all I can say is, so that starts September 9th. I work today. I work one more Sunday, and then after that, I don't. If I work at Wallingford, I won't work Sunday anymore. I can't speak to the South stations. I don't know, but Bitter Lake maybe every so often. Anyway, it's almost over. So Sundays, I get my Sundays back. Depends where if I end up at Bitter Lake, I guess I would work 6 days if it's Wallingford, or University, more or less 5. So, but with overtime and all of that. But yeah, if I have that extra day off, I can do a lot more. I have more flexibility. I can make maybe I won't make as much money for sure. I lose a lot actually, but I have a little more. I definitely have more time to do this kind of thing, which I really haven't done hardly anything. I'm just bare minimum. So anyway, that's the latest, and so that's a done deal. Where I'll be, it's not a done deal, but what will be happening is a done deal. So that's the update on that. So let's see what happens. Again, let's move on to the, I guess, yeah, YouTube channel. I mean, nothing new to report. Social media, the TikTok's doing really good. I just hear people say, who's the last person said something? I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. They're gonna get me. China's gonna take me down, I guess. I don't know. But hopefully it was a good ride while it lasted. So yeah, it's just remarkable, but I don't know if it's temporary. I would say when it comes to Instagram, it's at a baseline of about 10 views, and I think YouTube Shorts is probably settled in about 10. It's much less than it had been. I'm sure it has everything to do with these algorithms and pushing it out to various people. So this is like raw, no whatever, no pushing from their algorithms. It's just people are checking it out, and it's settling in at about 10. which is fine, of course. I'm very happy to have that. And it's sure good if someone's looking for it, you know. Um, did I mention I found my microphone? You know, I did the 4th of July, and I did find that microphone now. So I'll have it ready for next year's 4th of July, my baseline. Um, yeah, I don't have much else to say about it. Again, by getting I don't, yeah, I'll say more later when I know where I'm going to be, but that affects me promoting YouTube. I talked to Will this week, I think it was, first time in a while. And yeah, I'll be seeing him again, I'll be sending that stuff out. So yeah, that's good. That's good. We'll get that going better. Um, and that's all I'll say. Rules of engagement, I don't have anything to share with you. Belly Ballers, again, that's really been put on hold. And I'm just doing the bare minimum, so I'll be able to up the activity level. See, I really still think I have to work 60 overall hours probably to be safe in some capacity somewhere. And that just really does limit my options. But I just have to see where I'm at. Okay. I should mention that I think Aaron Concrete, I think he had a show at the substation. That was last Sunday, was it? Anyway, didn't make that, but he's doing good with that. I was going to ask him. I'll come back. All right. Music for Back to the Rhyme songs, and I might, and I probably should. I don't have a pen here, but I want to include the next album in that. That's where I'm focused on it, and really. So I talked to Alron. I thought I was going to get with him tomorrow, possibly. It was going to be too hard. So we're going to shoot for my next day off on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, which should be next week. And again, then my schedule changes, but I'll have a set rotation. Those are his days off. So I think with what I really figured out with what Alex gave to me here, I can record an album. I can record with Alron's help 9 more songs. I have 1 song, right? And then it gets into, so then if I have a to-do list, if it starts with recording, second is 2 other components seem just like they got to be involved, but one is copyright, and that's, if it's 9 more songs, if it was 10 songs, that's $650. I don't have enough to cover that copyright each song. Well, at least I'm in a position where I feel confident. I've already done it once. I see it on YouTube. It says that the song's it's a copyright, and I went to the Library of Congress and I did it. So very thankful that happened. That works. I can say that. The other one's mastering, and so I had my old coworker said his friend could master a whole album for a couple $100. Now, if I talk about Aaron, Concrete, you even master. I mean, Alron, you master. The Necessary. I don't want to. I mean, I'm not going to slow that down because I spent like $1,000, $1,200 for my album for it, and the dude just did it really quick. And it's some of the stuff. I don't know if it gets into the technical side where you're really got an ear for it and a professional, but the average listener, layperson wouldn't know the difference. But that's what I think about. That's just what would be needed from my perspective to say, all right, I recorded this and now let's turn it loose, and if not, I can just turn it loose if there's no way to get more money. But I really want to copyright, and then of course making physical CDs, and I guess there's cheaper ways to do it than I did it, DistroKid and all this stuff. I don't know, but and I could do it one step at a time. It's part of me is just like I hadn't sold all my first ones, but we're only 10 years later, so it's nice to be able to make more. So the concept, I mean, realistically, what kind of songs would be on this? So the discussion I had with Alron originally was to make 4 songs. You said an EP, and so if we take that plus Alex has an idea for 4 songs, and maybe I would just go totally whatever I want for one more. But I would just take Alex's ideas off the other 4, and I can merge it with some of my own interests. The first 4, Aileron's kind of their collaborations with Aileron, and that's fine. But there's not any. I got to at least get one song where we're rhyming. I mean, I think what I've seen is he's taking some stuff he's written and he's just spitting from what he's written, and we're just slapping them together. It's okay. It's all about the music. Sounds good. It sounds fine. But got to have a song where we're rhyming in the same sentence, back and forth. I gotta have it, because you just don't get that. That's some of the most hype hip hop I ever hear is where the MCs are interweaving, going together. One guy's finishing the other guy's sentence. It sounds great. So that's a goal. I would like to see that happen. It will happen. I mean, it should and will. So that would be the plan. So anyway, that's what's going on that's my main focus. That plus whatever I can do with the country music with some of the people I've met. And maybe, he mentioned open mic and try to do something. And we'll just see what my schedule is. I started to commit to working Sunday nights, but I don't know if that's going to be smart or necessary. I think what I'm going to end up doing, I haven't heard from my friend, my pizza friend, so that's fine. I don't want to overcommit, but I might need that to get 60 hours, right? So it's really hard because I've done that in the past where I'm just working every Sunday night and I'm the guy and that's just the way it is. And it always ends up being Sunday night. And right now, because if I do another night, I might work late at the post office. Sorry, I'm not coming in, which is fine too, but it's almost better, I guess. So it's tricky. I'm not going to tell you it's not. So, all right. So, and then the other thing is for the show today, I was going to have my friend Travesh. I was going to actually be at his place, but man, all right. So what happened? Well, it got a little late. Why did it get late? Because I had yesterday off, which is the beginning of our week. I won't be off the rest of the week. I couldn't do any cleaning of our church. We had to clean tonight. So yesterday's was Bellevue Ballers related critical. I get so excited about that kind of stuff. Fellowship and the potential. What gets me excited is human potential and seeing what could happen with people and for myself and for others, as compared to stagnation. Even if it's just potential, it's not actualized, it's still exciting because there's something there and there's potential and you can move in that direction. So I had to clean the church, otherwise we would have got together earlier and he'd have done the show with me, and I think it would be fun. But his parents are in town from England next week, and so we're looking at the following week. This has happened a few times where I thought I was going to have maybe a guest or something, and still I don't think it's even happened even once yet. But I think it should happen. But see, the thing is, I'm going to go through this list with him. I think it'll be kind of funny. He's a funny guy anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna. You'll see. You'll see what I do. I have a plan. But anyway, here's merch. I need to find out about offering it in the marketplace somewhere besides me showing it and telling you about it and not even knowing how to buy it pretty much. But anyway, I don't have a website anymore. I gotta look into that. Maybe I'm gonna see Noah. We're gonna have a pizza party, kind of slash celebration. So not that. So I'm working this Sunday, maybe the next Sunday. But then I'm not sure what my cleaning schedule is. But anyway, that's gonna be a good pizza. I'm gonna tell you. Plug for Sorelli's, and Dale turned me on to that. And there's probably other good pizza, but for some reason, I just want to find myself there again with Noah and our daughters, his daughter and my daughter. Wives will be doing other stuff, but you see, our wives aren't from America. That pizza, I don't know if his wife's a huge pizza fan either. My wife sure isn't. They're from Asia. My stepbrother used to say Asians weren't very fond of pizza when we were out there selling pizza, and they tell us no. So, and it's because it's just it's important is more rice centered and noodle centered foods. I don't know. I don't know if that's really true, but I mean, for us, we don't have to have rice, but we don't have to have potatoes either. So pizza, you know. All right. Trump's gonna thump. So I was going to mention that. So this can get into the political stuff. All right. So of course I'm going to have that on the album. Okay, Dan Bongino. I heard him say on the show that send him music. He'll try to support it or get it out with his. He's got maybe his social media or some. He mentioned his name. I didn't catch it. He said send it to him on Twitter or now that what they call it X or something. So I need to go back to that show archive if I can get to it and find out who this was. I missed it, you know. So I can send him the video because that's what I want to see. We got Trump's running again. They're trying to do all this crazy stuff with him. I was telling my wife, I'm like, that's the most different looking mugshot ever. It seems like it's airbrushed. This is my opinion. It seems like it's airbrushed. Seems like it's not fun. It's just really doesn't look like a normal mugshot to me. It looks like a, you know, it's really good. I mean, people like it. It's a marketing windfall, I guess. So, which I'm glad for because, you know, and then I did see where they had pictures of Frank Sinatra and Elvis with their mug shots, and, you know, it's like, yeah, okay. But they were holding the numbers, and Trump's not holding any numbers. He's not in the jump. He's wearing a suit. Anyways, I don't know how this stuff works, but and then of course, I'm hearing people say that makes Trump gangsta, you know. So he's gangsta, you know, and of course, more like not a street gangster, more like an organized crime boss type gangster, I would think. Right? If you're wearing a suit, you're not like a street thug gangster. All right, so now they had a debate. I watched the first 20 minutes. I didn't really get through it. So it's kind of funny because Trump's not there, and in steps to the middle Vivek Ramaswamy. I got that name down now. And for the most part, I'm hearing people who want an outsider, who like him, but the one fella on Mike Lindell's, Pete Santilli, not a fan, and he was making some points. I tried to see what Alex Jones had to say, and he said, because the thing is, he's not going to win the nomination. None of them are. Trump's going to win. This is the consolation prize, and if anything, it's an audition for VP, right? So virtually all the rest of the people in the debate are political insiders and some level or another. I mean, I guess Nikki Haley was in Trump's cabinet. Of course, Mike Pence. And now here's the thing that's probably the single most frustrating thing with Trump, and I don't know. I mean, take the good with the bad, but for instance, who would be the VP this time? It's got to be a like-minded person, not a Mike Pence. I mean, the guy was a good soldier up until the point where he wasn't, till when it really counted. Because in the end, he's a swamp creature. You know, Bill Barr. I mean, I watched President Trump with Tucker Carlson, and he's kind of talking about Bill Barr. Who's surprised by this if you know that guy's pedigree? This is not surprising. What is that a surprise that the guy would be weak-kneed when push came to shove if he's a swamp creature? I mean, if you're part of the swamp, it just means you kind of want to be left alone. You want to espouse conservative principles, but you don't really want to fight for them, do you? And you go through all the hard, tough angst and all that. You don't want that. You don't want to deal with what Trump has to deal with. No way. Heck no. So that's the thing. It's kind of like whoever he works with, make sure they have the fortitude and the spine that you yourself have. Why don't you use that as your standard? And not maybe no one does. Maybe can't find anybody. It might be pretty hard to find, right? Someone who's got that standard, fortitude to stand in the face of the madness. Stand up for it, stand up to it. So anyway, the other thing, the news that dropped, Alex Jones dropped by way of a whistleblower. I guess I'll get to that because I'm not done. But okay, you will be glorified. Going to be back to church, so that might help. And there's a fellow at church that he's got to know my wife and daughter more than me because he might get into missions in Japan. He does music, turns out. I haven't even got to see him and talk to the guy all summer. I met him before. I didn't know he did music. And, of course, we got my man at Mosaic. So there's some people. I haven't had time to follow up with them. So let's see. I would really like there was a guy singing worship music and some pop music at Kirkland Marina yesterday. But what's with the weird mustache? I don't know. I could try to connect with him. I'm listening to the singing. I'm see, the thing is, maybe you can do both. You could sing the soy style and the straight up legit singing style. Maybe you just go both. That's fine. I appreciate what he was doing though yesterday at the park. He was singing out there, and I don't know how he set that up, but it wasn't like people were just flocking. It was nice to have it, Anyway, so what I was going to say, current events wise. So the word is the lockdowns are going to be back. See, here's what I don't know. They'll never do a lockdown like they did the first time because they can't get that far with it. It's just not going to happen. People won't cooperate because they sold it originally as a temporary thing. So one is temporary. We need to do it so then we can get past this. That's how they sold it. Second, this COVID isn't near the threat that it used to be. Apparently, we're getting a few more people getting sick with it. Now, the promotion on TV is like, go get your flu shot, go get your COVID shot. It's just like a flu shot, and then it's just like the flu, which is what it's always kind of been, but maybe it was tougher on a few. I don't know. It sure isn't now, except the reports are it's going to be a really bad strain or something from Canada, whatever. Okay. So this guy's in the TSA. He's a whistleblower in the government. They're going to start mandating masks, I would say, in airlines, medical facilities again, whatever. And it's like, here we go again. And again, what is it? Two things. One, they talk about elections, sure. Two, the winter. As you get out of the summer and get into the winter, that's when it seems to, because that's flu season, that's cold season, that's COVID season, So, all right. So we'll see how extensive that is, but not cool. It's never gonna fully end. But then, somebody gave me a card, a little piece of paper today. He's like, he's not gonna be on this earth forever. He's kind of a loner kind of guy. I delivered his mail. He's not, shaving all the way, but he's got his stuff. He's in a nice place, nice big house. It's not well kept, but it is a cool old house by Greenlink. But he's like, I'm gonna keep the temperature between these. Don't go too high, don't go too low to reduce our carbon footprint. So in the end, everything that is advanced by essentially the political left is a total buzzkill to any fun enjoyment you can have in life. I mean, you really, if you're, and this has been said multiple times, I sure heard Rush say it a lot. It's like, party's over. Here come the liberals. He didn't say that. I'm saying, they're gonna, you know, all the fun's gone. I mean, you can't have a barbecue. You can't get together. You can't this. You can't that. And in the name of saving the planet, in the name of saving your health, in the name of X, Y, Z, no fun. So anyway, I don't want to live like that. How about you? All right, so let me continue. There's more on the menu. Quoting Cool D there, if you didn't know. I mean, do what I have so far. Verse 1. And I kind of came up with, I guess, a hook, and I better throw that in right now before I forget it. And it's about that time in the song. From day to day, what's there to say? But there's no way a single person can be a they. They is plural. She is singular. He is singular. He is above all. What human wants they credit all the time? They're trying to edit human history and give it a hysterectomy. People all want the truth, don't you know? So long as it's on our terms, not according to the Lord. For his truth is firm, not fluid, not up, not down. I should say it that way, but it's not written that way. Not fluid, not up and down. Can I adjust my own rhymes? I don't think I can. I won't do it. I won't, but I wish I could. Maybe when I'm performing, I would, right? Because I can't always remember every line. Okay. So, so long as it's on our terms, not according to the Lord, for his truth is firm, not fluid, not up and down. Okay. So let's see, how does the hook go? It goes like, birds and bees and I kind of work into it. I could just jump into it, but let's see. Not according to the Lord, his truth is firm, not fluid, not up and down. I guess I'll go like this. So this is the hook. He used to be, and I actually have some samples. Used to be the birds and the bees. The flowers, the trees. There was Adam. There was Eve. I've said this in one of my first rhymes, but it's probably the best name. Now there's Adam. And it's Steve. See, when I said that in the past, it was kind of the gay meaning. Adam used to be the Eve. He moved Eve out and brought in Steve. Now Eve's still there. Now Eve is Steve. Now nothing's new about like drag queen or whatever. That's not new. And one thing I was trying to figure out is maybe my personal circle of people, is it more women than men doing this kind of switcheroo? I don't know. But I was going to say, so here's what I'm going to say. So damn, what's next? That's from regulators. And then it's I'm so confused. And that's, of course, Vinny Barbarino. That's it. Next time, back to the rhyme. See you then.